Welcome to Living Healthy and Aging Well. My name is Ken Haglund, and we are broadcasting from the AM 950 radio station that overlooks beautiful Bryant Lake Regional Park, located in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. I am grateful to be here with you today, and I hope all of you listening are doing well. We are on the air every Saturday from noon to 1 to talk about your health and your life. We cover a wide range of topics to help you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. Now, I want to thank all of you that leave messages on our radio show phone line. We appreciate hearing from you, and we welcome your comments, questions, and, of course, recommendations for guests or topics on future shows. Also, if you are interested in being a guest on our radio show, please call or text us anytime at 612-999-3426. We look forward to hearing from you. Now, we are adding new listeners to the show each week, and we are so thankful for that, not only here in the Twin Cities of Minnesota, but also throughout the country. You can find podcast recordings for all of our shows on the AM 950 radio website. And we can also be found on Apple iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Podbean. One of our listeners called in and said, I found you on Podbean. And so, and many other streaming services. So, whatever your favorites are, you can just look us up, Living Healthy and Aging Well. And we have another great show for you today. Harvey Pearl, principal of Pearl & Company, a St. Paul, Minnesota-based insurance agency. Now, Harvey's licensed as an agent in life, health insurance for all ages, accident and travel insurance in the state of Minnesota. He's also certified with 10 Medicare carriers. And today our topic is going to be simplifying Medicare and are you ready for 2022? So the whole show is devoted here to making sure that we get information to you, not only to people who are on Medicare, but also their children that are also kind of helping mom and dad, making sure they got the right coverages. So that'll be the show today, and we are excited to have Harvey back to continue to help educate us on Medicare. Before we begin our conversation with Harvey Pearl, though, I want to mention that if you or your loved ones may be interested in fine dining, walking paths, gardens, green space, the sound of children playing, groups gathered to sing and paint, prayer groups, water aerobics classes, those are the sights and sounds that greet you at Episcopal Homes Assisted Living. Located close to Highway 280 and University Avenue, this charming community offers studio, 1- and 2-bedroom apartments. Services to help you get through your day are provided by a compassionate care team who get to know what you like, your routines, and they are just like a second family. Stay as busy as you like attending art or exercise classes. Take in live performances or a movie at the theater. Gather with friends at the bistro or pub. Head outside and read to the children from the on-site daycare. Episcopal Homes Assisted Living also offers memory care with specialized activities and support for those impacted by memory loss. Part of a continuum of care, Episcopal Homes has been proudly serving older adults for over 125 years here in the Twin Cities of Minnesota. For more information, visit episcopalhomes.org. Once again, episcopalhomes.org. They are fantastic. I've taken tours through their campus, and they are amazing. All right, folks, you have two ways to get your questions answered today. First, you can ask your question live on the air by calling the AM 950 radio station, and our friendly and talented show producer, Dan, will get your call on the air. To reach us on the air, it's 952-946-6205. Once again, 952-946-6205. Or you can directly text us your question at 612-999-3426. We're looking forward to answering your questions today, folks, and I am so excited to introduce Harvey Pearl, principal of Pearl & Company, a St. Paul-based insurance agency, and he is here with us today for an educational session on Medicare. Welcome to the show, Harvey.
It's good to see you again, Ken.
This is great. All right. Well, you were on the show last month, and we're trying to get people prepared and educated and excited about Medicare enrollment.
It's a pair of pom-poms. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so, but let's listen to this, because I know not everybody may have heard our last show. Just give us a brief background about you, and then what inspired you to pursue helping other people with their insurance needs.
Well, sure. I used to be an owner of a nursing home a number of years ago, and I am a former nursing home administrator. And it was a wonderful experience. It was a challenging experience. It was an eye-opening experience. And it was an education, things you just don't learn from a textbook. And what that experience has provided me is understanding governmental regulation, and funding has helped me prepare for this career path. And so what makes this special is that I really can identify with people who are entering this stage of life, with what the challenges are that they go through, whether it be medical or physical challenges, limited ambulatory ability, whatever the case may be, and the concerns the family members have. And we like to involve family members wherever possible, because this is really a team effort. And it's about working together and making sure that we have an ideal outcome. So that's what helps me stand apart.
Well, another thing, too, as we talked about last time you were on the show, is that everyone is concerned about cost and what's going to cost me and those kind of things. And we're going to talk more about that later in the show here, but I want to always lead with this, because that's always a big thing, is that your services for people do not cost them anything.
That's true. So I promote the line, no fee ever. Mm-hmm. And what that really provides to people is that we're available to our clients all year round. Life happens throughout the year, and we don't expect people to remember all the details of the plans that they sign up for. So we just encourage them to pick up the phone and say, okay, life just happened. What do I do now? And that's where we come in, and we review where they've been at, what we've prepared for, what's sources that they should be tapping. That's what you want a resource to do. So people ask, how do we get paid then? We do earn a commission if and it's a really big if, someone chooses to purchase a Medicare plan or whatever kind of insurance plan. We're not incentivized, rather, by one plan or one carrier over another. We're here to be your advocate. We're licensed to be your advocate and to look purely out for your interests. Mm-hmm. So it makes it a very even, easy playing field.
Right. And you're looking to have these clients, for 30 years. I mean, when people retire at 65, well, just in terms of the Medicare side, I mean, a third of your life is left in many cases.
Absolutely. And we're living longer. We're living healthier.
Right.
And it's amazing.
Right.
I mean, we've seen George Burns exceeded 100. Betty White is doing really great. These are the models that we want to strive for.
Right, right. So that's why it's important to get with someone like you who has access to all these different products that can help people. And the most important thing, as you say, is to educate, to get people to understand what they're purchasing and how that can help them. And as you say, life changes. And we were just talking about that off the air here. Doctors retire. Doctors sometimes die. Plans change. Your circumstances change. It really is important once a year to give you a call, anytime during the year, and just say, hey, here's what's happening with my situation. How would that maybe impact my choices for Medicare?
Right. And, the world of insurance is the world of risk. And we're always trying to predict what is going to happen. We don't know. But that's what we're planning for, because those are the spontaneous changes that we don't plan for. I've told my doctors they cannot retire. I've trained them to learn all about me, and so they can't have the audacity to retire. But they certainly don't have the audacity to die on me. But each of our health conditions can change on a dime. And when those new situations occur, we have to respond accordingly. And that's why we want to have these annual updates. But we also like to chat with our clients throughout the year because I want to hear about the grandkids and I want to hear about the trip to Bermuda and I want to hear about before COVID, the trip to Bermuda. But, this is about relationship. This is about trust. This is about a team effort working together. And that's the relationship that we have with our clients. It's a bit of a hand-holding experience. There are self-service options. Some people like that, and those options are available. We're a little bit more engaged. Actually, we're a lot of bit more engaged. And our clients seem to respond really strongly to that. Yeah, no, that is so important. It is that relationship that makes such a difference because they don't have to repeat their whole life story to you then every year if it's a different agent. Exactly.
And, it's really important.
And they really appreciate when we're able to say, okay, I remember you mentioned whatever the situation was, and that just strengthens, gives people just ease and power and confidence and comfort. And that's what we're trying to achieve.
Especially that generation. They're very trusting.
Sure.
And they need people like you who are going to help them
thank you.
In their best interest. All right, folks, it's time for a short break. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Harvey Pearl, principal of Pearl & Company. If you have a question, give us a call, 952-946-6205. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well. I'm Ken Hageland. Please stay with us.
SeniorCommunities.guide is your free online website to find housing, care, and resources for seniors in Minnesota. Use the powerful, award-winning search tool to quickly improve your search. You will have all the information you need to contact providers directly without any hassle. Start your search now at SeniorCommunities.guide and follow us on Facebook for interesting articles, helpful advice, and how older adults are changing the world.
SeniorCommunities.guide. The Senior Linkage Line is a free statewide service of the Minnesota Board on Aging, helping older Minnesotans and caregivers find answers and connect to services and supports. Questions about Medicare, transportation, looking to move to senior housing, overwhelmed with prescription drug plans? Call the Senior Linkage Line at 800-333-2433 or visit trellisconnects.org where we help people optimize well-being as they age. That's trellisconnects.org.
We use technology every day to help manage our lives. Why not use it to help manage your medications? St. Paul Corner Drug offers several free tools to keep you on track while taking your medications. Use our mobile app to quickly order a refill or the Meds on Q application, which turns your smartphone or tablet into your very own personal medication attendant. Email and text messaging options let you know when your medication is ready for pickup, making efficient use of your time. St. Paul Corner Drug, pharmacy the way it should be.
Do yourself a favor and check out the amazing cuisine of EatLocalMinnesota.com. More than just a website, EatLocalMinnesota.com provides you with the best local and independently owned restaurants in the Twin Cities.
Cafe Latte combines a cafe dining experience with gourmet quality food. Plus, you can still do online ordering and takeout, along with gift cards. Just go to CafeLatte.com and choose from their ever-changing selection of award-winning salads, sandwiches, and soups. Cafe Latte is located off Victoria and Grand and online at CafeLatte.com. Victor's 1959 Cafe on Grand Avenue in South Minneapolis is a little piece of Cuba right in South Minneapolis. It's an authentic taste of Cuban cuisine for any meal of the day. Favorites include the ropa vieja, sweet plantain omelet, seafood paella, and more. Victor's has their dining room open for seating with no reservations required. Located off 38th and Grand. More at victors1959cafe.com.
Hi, everyone. AM 950 is grateful to the listeners who stepped up in the last year and helped support the radio station by becoming members. As we move forward, it's still important to help support small businesses like AM 950. We have memberships at any financial level, either a one-time donation or a recurring one, and we appreciate any support. We've already featured a lot of members-only bonus content like the calendars, but we have more benefits coming soon. To become a member, go to am950radio.com. That's am950radio.com. Click on the Become a Member button and sign up today. Thanks from everyone at AM 950.
right, welcome back, folks. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about ways to improve your health and quality of life. My name is Ken Hageland, and joining me today is Harvey Pearl, principal of Pearl & Company, a St. Paul, Minnesota-based insurance agency. And today our focus is to talk about simplifying Medicare, and are you ready for 2022? If you have a question for us, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or you can text us your question at 612-999-3426. Now, before we return to our conversation with Harvey, I want to mention this program is brought to you each week by the team of compassionate experts at Minnesota Hospice. Minnesota Hospice is an independent, locally owned medical practice serving our Twin Cities communities with innovative and comprehensive end-of-life health care. The team at Minnesota Hospice has been helping patients and family members with award-winning end-of-life health care services for years. Please do not wait to learn how hospice care can benefit you and your loved ones. Now, hospice brings compassionate medical, social, counseling, and spiritual services to your home with no cost to you or your family. If you have any questions regarding end-of-life care or support, please contact the caring team of experts at Minnesota Hospice. They are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 952-898-1022. Once again, 952-898-1022. Or visit them online at minnesotahospice.com. All right, Harvey, let's remind our audience how they can get a hold of you if they have more questions, which I'm sure they will, or if they want more information.
Absolutely. Our phone number is 651-303-8889. And our website is www.pearlsofwisdom.com. That's P as in Peter, ERLES of wisdom.com.
Good. I did have a gentleman call me and say, I can't find Pearls of Wisdom. And he was typing in.
He was spelling it that other way.
He was spelling it the traditional way. No, it was great. I thought, that's good. We'll make sure we reinforce that spelling here. So that's great. All right. Well, let's start talking about simplifying Medicare, which it's very complicated. And as you mentioned last show, it's almost a foreign language to many people.
Very much so.
And it can be very intimidating.
Very much so. And right now we're going through a period called the annual enrollment period, which started officially yesterday. The flag's waved, and it goes through December 7th. And this is a period of time that existing Medicare clients have an opportunity to have their plans reviewed. It's a very important practice to do because life changes. Your health could change. Your medications could change. Your doctors could change. And the plans can decide whether or not they want to cover your medications or not. They can change their mind. The carriers are not obligated to cover all medications in the marketplace. So we need to do those reviews and have those conversations and find out what's going on. And if you are in the place that you have been and it still works for you, we will be the first to tell you, do not move, because what we want to instill in you is confidence and comfort of where you're at. So the annual enrollment period, like I said, goes through December 7th. We encourage people to call us so that we can advocate for you as individuals.
And those are for existing Medicare enrollees.
Correct.
Yeah.
And right now we're getting overwhelmed with a lot of advertisements in the mail, certainly on TV. And for those who are first becoming age 65, while the annual enrollment period does not apply to you, those early conversations can now happen. And I think that if people are able to find someone that they can feel comfortable with to answer their questions, and feel free to ask those questions that you're afraid to ask, that's even more important.
That's why the relationship's so important.
The relationship's important.
That
trust
honesty
has
trust.
to be built. Yes. So,
let's talk about in a sense why someone like you is so important, because they could watch TV and have a famous sports celebrity tell them what they should do, and it only takes like 30 seconds or a minute.
You raise a really good point. And what I remind people is when they're seeing a famous celebrity on TV and they're encouraging you to go in a certain direction. Those ads are really important because what they're doing is they're raising awareness of the importance of this period. But does that celebrity know you? And if so, is that the way to pick a Medicare plan? I think not, but for some people that works. I don't think that's necessarily the best path. And so we encourage people to talk to an agent. Find the agent that's comfortable for you. It may be me, it may not be me. And that's okay. There's lots of agents here in the state who are trained in what we do. But part of all of this is the education. Mm-hmm. With knowledge comes power. And we like to empower our clients with lots of knowledge. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing a webinar, a Zoom webinar, on simplifying Medicare. Are you ready for 2022? And we'll be going through the basic constructs of how Medicare is built, what it does, why it does it, just kind of break down those processes and make it a little bit more digestible. And then one-on-one, we'll go into how that impacts you. So if you go to our website, pearlsofwisdom.com, you go to the education tab, there is a place to, right in red, a button that says Save Your Spot. And we're doing these sessions starting tomorrow, every other Sunday through the end of November at 10:30 in the morning Central Time and at 1 p.m. Central Time. So if you're listening to the show from across the nation, you too can participate in these Zoom webinars.
Right, because this is a federal program, so it applies to everybody across the United States.
Right, but the rules change state by state.
Right.
And the plans change state by state. But there are some just general rules that everybody goes by. So we invite people. When I did these classes last year, we had people from Maryland and New York and California. It was really quite entertaining. But I was really honored that people had found it, and they walked away smarter.
Yeah.
And that's the whole idea, is with knowledge, your stomach acids will ease. I can almost promise you. And I always ask a client at the end of a conversation, do you feel better than you did an hour ago? And always the answer is, yeah. Thank you.
Well, it's because you do such a great job of conveying information and educating.
Thank you.
Now, these are about an hour long. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, about an hour-ish. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's up to the questions and answers that are asked. We'll be there as long as you need.
Right. Okay.
But our mantra is teach, don't sell. We want to empower people with knowledge. That's our most important point here.
That's exactly right. It's time for a short break, folks. We will be right back to continue our conversation with Harvey Pearl, principal of Pearl & Company, a St. Paul, Minnesota-based insurance agency. And we are talking about simplifying Medicare and are you ready for 2022? If you have a question, give us a call, 952-946-6205. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well. I'm Ken Hageland. Please stay with us.
Overwhelmed trying to make sense of Medicare? As a licensed advisor, I can help you determine your healthcare needs and evaluate your options. I'm Harvey Pearl of Pearl & Company, and I want you to have the peace of mind knowing you have the best coverage available. You deserve an advocate you can trust and coverage you can rely on. And there's no fee, ever. Annual enrollment is October 15th through December 7th. Call me now at 651-303-8889 so we can strategize together.
The new Line 3 tar sands crude oil pipeline threatens our water and climate.
It's the end of the tar sands party, and Enbridge wants to sell some oil. Tar sands is the dirtiest oil in the world, so they really put our Great Lakes water in peril. The environmental permitting for this process is a joke. The line was shoved down our throats, and that's wrong. And we're still fighting it, and it's brutal. They should do an environmental impact statement on this project.
Visit stopline3.org to take action.
What we want is a just transition.
Don't be surprised if you hear your name when you walk into St. Paul Corner Drug. Our experienced staff make getting to know you their top priority. Developing a trusting relationship with our patients is the first step in providing personalized care that achieves the best outcomes possible. Make certain all your providers know who you are and what your needs are. It is a vital step in your well-being. Stop by St. Paul Corner Drug today to start a relationship with a staff that cares. St. Paul Corner Drug, pharmacy the way it should be.
I was on a road trip this summer, and it happened. A truck threw a rock, chipped my windshield, and the next thing I know, I had a crack. I wasn't just going to take my vehicle to any service center. I trust Rudy Luther Toyota to take care of my car. Whether routine service, new tires, large repairs, or even a cracked windshield, Rudy Luther Toyota has the professional, courteous, trained team you need to get your vehicle back on the road fast. Scheduling online is a breeze, and their service center is wonderful with Wi-Fi and coffee. No matter your vehicle, if you need service, head to Rudy Luther Toyota, 394 and 169 in Golden Valley.
You're listening to AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota, the most informative source for progressive politics and news in the Twin Cities. Get involved online at am950radio.com, where you can sign up for our weekly newsletter, check out the local businesses that help make this content available, and stay up to date on the latest news and upcoming events. You can always reach us by email at comment@am950radio.com. That's comment@am950radio.com. Thanks for listening.
Think your company's safe? Your staff is working from home, right? As I speak, cyber criminals are mounting attacks across the country. Remember, when we're weakest, cyber criminals attack. Hi, Mark Sommerfeld from Rymark. The Rymark team is guiding our clients through these difficult times. In fact, demand has been so high, we created an easy-to-follow guide. It's yours free. Download our 5 steps to securely work from home now at rymarkit.com or call 651-328-8900 for a no-cost how-to discussion.
All right, welcome back, folks. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about ways to improve your health and quality of life. My name is Ken Hageland, and joining me today is Harvey Pearl, principal of Pearl & Company, a St. Paul, Minnesota-based insurance agency. And we are talking about simplifying Medicare, and are you ready for 2022? If you have a question for us, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us your question at 612-999-3426. All right, before we return to our conversation with Harvey, I want to mention that if you or your loved ones are interested in fine dining, walking paths, gardens and green space, the sound of children playing, groups gathered to sing and paint, prayer groups, water aerobics classes, these are the sights and sounds that greet you at Episcopal Homes Assisted Living. Located close to Highway 280 and University Avenue, this charming community offers studio, 1- and 2-bedroom apartments. Services to help get you through your day are provided by a compassionate team of people that want to get to know who you are, what you like, your routines, just like a second family. Stay as busy as you'd like, attending art or exercise classes, take in live performances at a movie theater, or gather with friends at a bistro or a pub. It's all included in the campus at Episcopal Homes. Head outside. Read to children from the on-site daycare. Episcopal Homes Assisted Living also offers memory care with specialized activities and support for those impacted by memory loss. Part of a continuum of care, Episcopal Homes has proudly been serving older adults for over 125 years in St. Paul, Minnesota. For more information, visit episcopalhomes.org. All right, Harvey, let's remind our audience, because they're going to ask me, how do we get a hold of Harvey if we have more questions or want more information?
651-303-8889. And I tell people that I don't have voicemail. I fired my voicemail. I only have human beings answer my phone 24/7. And the important part about that is our clients really appreciate being heard. On voicemail, you wonder, is anyone ever going to call me back? Maybe, did they get my message? With this, my receptionist, it just works wonderfully. Mm-hmm. And I'm always able to get back. You will always get a return phone call.
And I can vouch for that, because when I call you, I get a live person, whether it's you or your receptionist, mm-hmm. and the callback happens almost immediately. So that's pretty amazing. I do want to remind our listeners about your seminar tomorrow. That's a very important resource for them. And why don't you tell us more about how to get access to that and what you'll be covering in that webinar tomorrow.
So I'm really looking forward to this because I enjoy teaching. It's always been a lot of fun for me. And by going to our website, www.pearlsofwisdom.com, that's PERLES of wisdom.com, go to the Education tab. In red, we talk about simplifying Medicare with Harvey, Q&A educational review. It's an opportunity for you to see the 4 dates that we're going to be teaching every other Sunday through the end of November. Click on the red button. You'll get a Zoom link. And we encourage people to come back for more than one. You're not limited to just one session because this is still a lot of information, and repetition does help sink in. Mm-hmm. So we really invite people to come with your questions, and like you, if people don't want to ask questions in a group, contact us individually. We're happy to work with their concerns.
Well, what's nice, too, is that you do meet with people, and you do sit down with them, and you do listen to them. And that's really important because I think today many people are not listening to people, and nor do they maybe have the experience and wisdom to understand what their needs are.
Right.
And how to even interpret the needs they have.
Well, and you raise a really good point. Listening is critical. People really do need to be heard. We sit down with people virtually. For those who don't want to sit down in person, it's getting colder outside, so having outside coffee is our days are numbered. So one of the benefits of COVID is that Zoom and other video conferences became a great tool to connect, and all of our clients are very comfortable with online communication. And if not, we do it over the phone, but we want to make sure that we're observing guidelines.
Okay. Now, these 4 upcoming webinars. They're done twice a day on those Sundays.
Right. 10:30 a.m. and 1 o'clock p.m. Central Time.
Okay.
October 17th and 31st, November 14th and 28th.
Right. So if they have any questions or forget what those dates are, again, go to the website, Pearls of Wisdom, spelled PERLES, of wisdom.com.
Yes.
All right. Well, we have so much content to talk about here. Let's talk about preparing for Medicare. Much of our audience is under 65. A lot of times they're children of seniors and elderly. But let's talk about the before 65.
You raise a really, really important point. So Medicare is not a out in the distance type of thing. You can prepare as early as age 30, as age 25. We really encourage those conversations. We don't have them yet often enough. But if you have an individual health insurance plan, or if you have an employer-based insurance plan that allows you to have a health savings account, which is a plan that you own, you own those dollars. If you change jobs, you take those dollars with you. Health savings accounts are an incredible tax advantage tool. It offers triple tax benefits. Mm-hmm. There's the tongue. Not a lot of people know what all that does. So money's going in are tax deductible. You can invest the dollars in the vehicle, and they grow tax-free. And when they come out tax-free when they're used for medical expenses or prescriptions. They're not used for premiums. There's always an exception because there's always an exception. But generally speaking, there's medical expenses, prescription expenses. And so we don't do HSAs. That's not in my practice. But we talked about being a resource of people that we know who do these areas of specialty. We're happy to direct you. One of the comments I've made to people is, I don't need to know all the answers. I don't want to know all the answers, but I do want to know who knows all the answers. And so we network a lot, and we work with people who are specialists. So,
and you have an extensive network, and what's nice is that when people do work with you and get educated about Medicare and other insurance products, there's questions that come up then about all kinds of things, and it's great to know that you are connected to a vast network of specialists.
And one of the things that's really important to underscore is that everything that a client shares with us is held confidentially, not just by our licensure, but my own particular morals and ethics. So people can talk with us about anything. I used to run a nursing home. We've heard a lot of intimate details. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. There's nothing that throws us off. Things that are advertised on TV we would never have heard of 30 years ago. We can talk about anything and just find the comfort of knowing you're not alone, you're not the only one. We'll cover whatever the issue is, but feel free to share. It's okay. The more information we have, the more research we can do. You're in control of what you share. You don't have to share information. You don't have to share your prescriptions. But if you have that information available to us, we can do better research.
Right.
We also remind people that spelling counts. Medications have some really weird names, and an I may be supposed to be an A or whatever. One letter off makes it very difficult to find a medication, and that also applies to physicians. Lots of different spellings. I remind people Jeffrey can be spelled 3 different ways. We need to know which Jeffrey it is so that we can find your doctor and make sure they are in-network. By finding in-network resources and medications, your costs come down. And we try to keep them as low as possible, and we're very sensitive to your dollars.
Well, and that's one thing about like Medicare, as you said, it's like almost like a foreign language. There's so many terms, formulary, non-formulary for drugs. There's co-insurance and deductibles. There's so many terms, and I think sometimes people don't realize how much they don't know about that term. They may think they know what that is.
Correct.
But I've found that they just don't necessarily know. And talking to somebody like yourself who's an expert can make sure they do understand what those are. Because if you don't understand it, it can be very expensive.
It absolutely can be expensive, and mistakes can be costly. It is frequent that people will start a conversation and say, I have a Medicare supplement and blah, 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 blah. That's great. Turns out they really have a Medicare Advantage plan. But they hear the terms, and it's very understandable why the terminology is selected, thinking that that's helping identify what they have. We learn through the details of the conversation where they're actually at. And so to help people understand, example of knowledge is I refer to the 2-lane highway where both lanes go in the same direction. The right lane is the toll booth lane. That's the Medicare Advantage lane. You pay as you go. You pay copays, coinsurance, deductibles. Copays and deductibles are measured in dollars. Coinsurance is measured in percentages. The left lane is the express lane. You get your Min Pass, and you pay for the transponder once a month, and you drive as long as you drive. And it is a very different kind of plan in that Medigap supplement express lane than a Medicare Advantage toll booth lane. And we're looking at people's lifestyles. Do they travel? Do they some people are not used to ever having limitations in their lives. They don't want to be limited to a network. That's okay. That's a lifestyle feature that we need to know about. They may be more geared towards a Medigap Medicare supplement. For people who are fine with networks, that's fine. Then we talk more about Medicare Advantage plans. Mm-hmm. But everything is really customized to you. Medicare is individualized. There are no family plans. There are couples, spouses, partners who can very much and typically be on different plans because medications are different, health histories are different, preferred doctors are different. I'm not going to see an OB-GYN. Just not going to happen. So, and that's okay. But we want to get that individualization and have everybody feel comfortable in their lane.
Yes, and it's so important that people talk to you about what-if scenarios as well. Because I've run across people recently that they had a fall or they had something happen, transitional care, and they didn't realize that the network they were in required them to go 30 miles away for that facility. And again, they didn't know that when they signed up. Right. Again, it was maybe a price-driven decision or whatever, but we've got about 30 seconds here.
We don't know what we don't know.
Right.
And that's what we try to point out to people. So when in doubt, I underscore 651-303-8889 or pearlsofwisdom.com, and we'll get you your answers.
Fantastic, Harvey. It's time for a short break, folks. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Harvey Pearl. If you have a question, give us a call, 952-946-6205. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well. I'm Ken Hagelin. Please stay with us.
Fine dining, walking paths, gardens, and green space, the sound of children playing, groups gathered to sing and paint, prayer groups and water aerobics classes. Those are the sights and sounds that greet you at Episcopal Homes Assisted Living. Located close to Highway 280 and University Avenue, this charming community offers studio, 1- and 2-bedroom apartments. Services to help you get through your day are provided by a compassionate care team who get to know you, what you like, and your routines, just like a second family. Stay as busy as you like attending art or exercise classes, take in live performances or a movie at the theater, gather with friends at the bistro or pub, head outside and read to the children from the on-site child care. Episcopal Homes Assisted Living also offers memory care with specialized activities and support for those impacted by memory loss. Part of a continuum of care, Episcopal Homes has proudly been serving older adults for over 125 years. Check out episcopalhomes.org for more information.
Now, more than ever, we are being faced daily with the topic of human mortality. And for many people, estate planning has been top of mind. Getting your estate planning done now can be easy and cost-effective. Schroman Law offers virtual options for initial consultations so that new clients can safely initiate the process. With many facing uncertain financial situations, Schroman Law also offers affordable fees for legal documents. Learn more at schromanlaw.com. That's SCHROMEN law.com.
Overwhelmed trying to make sense of Medicare? As a licensed advisor, I can help you determine your healthcare needs and evaluate your options. I'm Harvey Pearl of Pearl & Company, and I want you to have the peace of mind knowing you have the best coverage available. You deserve an advocate you can trust and coverage you can rely on. And there's no fee, ever. Annual enrollment is October 15th through December 7th. Call me now at 651-303-8889 so we can strategize together.
SeniorCommunities.guide is your free online website to find housing, care, and resources for seniors in Minnesota. Use the powerful, award-winning search tool to quickly improve your search. You will have all the information you need to contact providers directly without any hassle. Start your search now at SeniorCommunities.guide and follow us on Facebook for interesting articles, helpful advice, and how older adults are changing the world.
SeniorCommunities.guide. The Senior Linkage Line is a free statewide service of the Minnesota Board on Aging, helping older Minnesotans and caregivers find answers and connect to services and supports. Questions about Medicare, transportation, looking to move to senior housing, overwhelmed with prescription drug plans? Call the Senior Linkage Line at 800-333-2433 or visit trellisconnects.org, where we help people optimize well-being as they age. That's trellisconnects.org.
All right, welcome back, folks. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well. This is the place where we talk about ways to improve your health and quality of life. My name is Ken Hagelin, and joining me today is Harvey Pearl, principal of Pearl & Company, a St. Paul, Minnesota-based insurance agency. And we are talking about simplifying Medicare, and are you ready for 2022? So this is kind of a preview of a webinar series that Harvey is embarking on and is kicking off tomorrow, Sunday, October 17th, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. We've been talking about that throughout the show here. It's really a great way to get more information that we just can't cover right now on the show because of time limitations, but it's a great hour of your time. And I encourage you to do that. And Harvey, why don't you tell them how they can access that great webinar series?
Sure. Our website, pearlsofwisdom.com. I'll underscore again, P-E-R-L-E-S, because it's an unusual spelling, and that's on purpose. Pearlsofwisdom.com. Go to the Education tab, and in red is our Simplifying Medicare with Harvey series. And just click on the button and enroll. You'll get an immediate Zoom link. And if you have any problems, always call us. Always feel free to call us, 651-303-8889.
All right.
But I want to
go
give
ahead.
some of the examples of things that we will cover in a webinar like this. So I want people today to walk away with a few nuggets, a few pearls of clusters of pearls, if you will. People aren't aware necessarily that they need to initiate contact with us first when we're discussing Medicare. So if we're discussing health insurance under age 65 and your friend says, my friend George wants to talk to you, I can call George if it's about health insurance. If it's about Medicare, George has to call me first. And the reason, while that sounds counterintuitive, is because our guidelines very specifically say we cannot initiate contact with a potential Medicare recipient. It is designed to be a consumer advocacy tool. It is designed not to have people feel hounded. So potential clients have to reach out to us first. Another nugget is that prescription drug coverage. Even if you're on 0 prescriptions, you have to have prescription drug coverage. It's not my rule. It's Medicare's rule. And if you don't have prescription drug coverage and you ultimately get it at a later time because now you're on a prescription, you will pay a late enrollment penalty for first getting it at a later time. So we encourage people, make sure we have prescription drug coverage from the get-go. Another nugget is moving. I want to move to another state. That's great. If you have a Medicare supplement plan, that Medigap plan goes with you wherever you move to. If you head down to Florida and you get that second home down there, Medigap moves with you. Your prescription drug plan has to be reviewed for local options that are available down there. But in Medicare Advantage, if you move county to county, your Medicare Advantage plan could be different. That network could be different. So I remind real estate agents, when you've got clients and grandma and grandpa move into town to be near the grandkids, you have a toolbox of I've got the best painter and I've got the best furniture layer outer and carpet person, but I also know somebody who can advise you on your Medicare and make sure that it is relevant for the new place that you now live. So those are important features that people don't know.
And does a person have to wait till open enrollment to make that change if they move?
Very, very good question. So there are special enrollment periods throughout the year, and there's a laundry list of what qualifies for a special enrollment period. A move qualifies as a special enrollment, so we can do that at any time. Really, really good question.
Well, that's why it's just so important to stay in touch with you throughout the year as situations change.
Sure.
So they can impact their coverage.
And, we've worked with people who've said, I'm going to retire in July. And then we talk in June. Oh, yeah, July just got moved to October. Okay, we're going to talk in September. Yeah, about that. Now it's going to be December. That's fine. We live our lives in pencil. We carry a big eraser. and it's all good. Yeah, we just roll with the punches. Another nugget, if you are in charge of your parents' care, we want to chat with you and make sure that mom and dad are in the plans that they should be in. And yeah, we'll talk about your plans too if you want to talk about them, because we want to make sure you're ready when that day comes. And preparation is never a bad thing. The fun story I always love to share with people is, and when this happens, you all who are listening today will laugh when this happens. You will be out socializing with your friends and the Medicare discussion will come up, and someone will say, I've got the best Medicare plan on the face of the earth, and I don't know why everybody isn't on my plan. It's awesome. It does this, that, and the other. And that's great. It is the perfect plan for that person. It's not necessarily the plan for you. And we had a situation where a client of mine asked to move to his friend's plan, and that's a great story to share, and I was happy that he shared it with me. I was really happy because had he moved to that other plan, that would have been really costly because that client has cancer. And so he's in remission, fortunately, but if it comes up again, it could be a very costly move. So you don't want to just fly on the seat of your pants with with decisions about Medicare. This is, we've talked last time about you don't want to wing it. This is just too important. But, again, and I hate to be repetitive, but we do encourage, give us a call. Either me or my very able administrative manager, Rafael Quintero, who is just incredible to work with. call us at 651-303-8889, and our website is pearlsofwisdom.com. And I haven't given out my email address, which you're happy to have, is harvey@pearlandcompany.com. But on the face page of the website, there's a contact us opportunity, and you can send us a note. So we don't want to throw too much information for people to have to keep in their minds. But hopefully the phone number will be drilled into your mind. We want to help you. We want to have fun in the process. We want to take away all the stress. And those are typical conversations. Recent client chatting with, doing all the plans, putting everything in place. The start of the conversation was, I'm feeling really stressed about this. Oh. Good. Thank you for telling me that, because I need to know those things, because I want to help people down from the shelf. We don't want them to jump off of it. So that's okay. And then by the end of the conversation, it was night and day difference. Oh, my gosh. Thank you. And that's fun.
And that's what makes the job so rewarding.
Absolutely.
Doesn't it, though?
I love what I do. I really love what I do. And I'm very fortunate to be in a career where I can say that.
It's the best work when you're helping other people.
Absolutely.
It's just
very rewarding.
It's bigger than all of us, isn't it? All right. Well, Harvey, we're nearing the end of the show, and I want to thank you for being here.
Thank you.
This is great.
It is fun having coffee with you with a plastic shield between us. I love this. It's so natural.
Well, we'll have to have you back. We'll have you back in November.
I look forward. November 20th.
All right, folks. We hope you enjoyed today's show. Please contact us with any questions or comments you have regarding today's conversations. We can always be reached by 612-999-3426. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life